Good evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice here, not with the Manylands campaign just yet. Oh no, that's in a couple of hours, but for now we've got a little bonus stream for you, which is Breena's study break with the one and only Breena herself, Angelique, who's back with us. Yay! Hi, Angelique, it's been great to see you. It's been a year. How have you been?
Very good, thank you. I'm very happy to be back. I have missed this game immensely, and I'm so happy to just be able to fill Breena's shoes again. Even though you did a really good job, I was saying earlier, you did a really good job.
You were saying that, and again, stop it. That's too much, but thank you. It was great to play her. She's a little bundle of joy. So most of you won't have been privy to this because Angelique's been messaging the team in the private channels on Discord in the party chat, updating us as she's been going through the episodes, like with her reactions to certain things as we've been going through, because she's literally crammed and watched every single episode that she's missed out on, which is quite an effort in of itself. And I would encourage the rest of you to do the same, obviously, when you have time. But it's extremely, extremely great to have you back. So recently, in the main campaign, I finally found a place where it made sense for her to disappear off from the rest of the party, and that is because she has been essentially kind of handpicked by the King of Hurthir, King Zarndek, to basically open up his library and his resources on the Red Mages for her to study. And that's kind of one of the things that Breena has agreed to do outside of the main group, to try and gather some information, which is going to be useful to everyone. And equally, there's probably some other things which we have discussed off stream, but there'll be some other things which I think Breena wants to take care of in her absence from the party. Now, obviously, she's only really away from the party for about a day, possibly nearing 2 at this point. So there's only so much ground she can... Indeed, it's like no time at all. So there is only so much ground that can be covered in this time, but nevertheless, stuff can be achieved because, you know, as much as anything else, Breena is a sage. She's a researcher, so, you know, looking up stuff, researching is definitely her area. You have, Breena, you have been studying away in the great library of the Palace of Hurthir. It's a very grand building in of itself, in that kind of, as said before, kind of Parisian style, but with these very tall, conical-shaped towers. And in the great library, you're kind of shown there by a female dragonborn who introduces herself as Strix Ragthrock. She's the court mage, and so the most appropriate person to be leading you in the library, for that is where Strix spends most of her time as well, being a bit of a social recluse, only really called upon for the most formal conversations. I've had Pavel just got in touch, says, Jack, not sure if it's intentional, but anyone can access the server's voice channel. Yes, for this particular stream, because it's outside of the main campaign, it is technically open for anyone to join in. However, I would appreciate it if we left it with just me and Breena, me and Angelique for now. But a future stream, perhaps we can get everyone in. That'd be really fun. Anyway, so inside this great library, Strix gathers some of her resources for you, lays them out on a grand, very long, thin, sort of like a dining table, but you know, you can imagine with the bookshelves either side. In the middle of this room, very long table which people would use to sit at and study. She lays various resources out in front of you, various scrolls and so on, and just very carefully place them down with gloved hands. Clearly doesn't want to damage any of these items. Hello to 3 kobolds and a coat who's just tuned in as well. Hello to this bonus stream. So she lays them out in front of you. Says, so this is all of the material that we have so far. It unfortunately is all ciphered. I've been trying to crack the code myself. It has taken some time, and without the access of magic, as you know, there is anti-magic field across the whole of the complex. That it takes a while, so I can share my notes of what I have uncovered so far, but perhaps you will have more success than me. Breena has been given all these materials and set down to continue studying. And as you were saying, you are Breena is overcome with joy. Go ahead.
She absolutely is. She is excited. She is dealing with um, um, what was I saying? Sorry, just got distracted by someone trying to hit me. She is um, surrounded by knowledge. She's surrounded by magic. She's surrounded by everything that she ever wanted to be surrounded by in her life. So she is just diving straight in, furiously taking notes and chattering to the mage as she is doing so. She's taking her notes out loud and showing her every little discovery that she makes, excitedly showing it to the mage. What did you say her name was?
Strix.
Strix, yes. So she will every time just run to her corner of the table and go like, look, I found this thing, and just probably be a nuisance to her, but just in overly excited and happiness. And I'm hoping that she doesn't get too annoyed when she sees how genuinely happy Breena is to be surrounded by knowledge.
I mean, if anything, make an insight check and just see if you how you can read her.
Oh, that is not a good start. That's 6 on the die, but I think she has a fair bit of wisdom. 9.
With a 9, okay. With a 9, did she die? No. The 9. It's very hard to read Strix as she's busying herself with her studies herself. You see these very small rectangular glasses that she pulled out to kind of examine the closest bits of parchment to her. Clearly a little bit short-sighted, she doesn't seem bothered by your presence. She doesn't seem overwhelmed by your presence. Just some sort of neutrality, perhaps, towards you. But you can probably get a bit more from her as the day goes on. As you study, I'd like you to make an investigation check, please.
That should be right up the alley, because that's plus 8.
Ooh,
oh, much better. 16 on the die plus 8, so 24.
Woo! Big numbers, 24. Unfortunately, the DC for cracking the cipher in one day was 25.
Oh no!
You're just under. That being said, you grasp the concept well enough that that you can make an educated guess by the end of the working day. On one page, you can essentially translate one page with some guesswork, but you get the gist of what's being written here in this sort of academic cipher. It seems to be this one page seems to pertain to a map that the Red Mages possess, which reveals the locations of sites of dragon artifacts, the artifacts of Ushtag, the Deceiver, as it's written. That is the thrust of it. That it's you need to locate a map, and on that map reveals the locations of the rest of the artifacts, of which the party or the king at this point has 2.
2, yeah. Okay, that's important information.
I am most impressed. Strix kind of looks over your shoulder as you looks over your scribblings.
Oh, hi. I didn't realize you were standing on my shoulder.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
I don't make a lot of noise when I'm in here. I try to be as quiet as possible.
I do. I'm sorry. I got excited.
No. I was young once myself. Well, I still am relatively young, but I'm used to the surroundings. It is the first time for you. It is very impressive in here, I must admit.
It is, and it's just so. I'm very happy that I'm allowed to look through all this, because I can learn a lot, and I think if I spend a little more time here, I might actually help you with a lot of things here. But yeah, let's start with this page, and I'll just go over what I've discovered so far
Sure.
and what my guesses are. I'm just going to be fully open, transparent with her, and explain that I probably need a little more time since I didn't make that DC quite yet, but I would be happy to come more, like in the future, come again and work on it some more so we can crack this thing.
Certainly, and I will take, if you don't mind, I could take your notes and I could work on it myself and see if I can unlock further the cipher in your absence. You have given me an excellent sort of jumping off point to continue the study of this. Also, I should have mentioned before, if it is helpful to your investigation, where we acquired these materials was actually from a red mage we have as a prisoner, kept in, of course, inside the palace, because then the anti-magic field means they cannot use their magic.
I think we could benefit if me and my friends were allowed to ask them some questions.
Yes, you would have to, of course, would have to okay that with the king, but I'm sure, he would be able to accommodate the pit champions. You are celebrities, important people, so I'm sure he would be happy to do this, but you should check with him first, of course.
Of course. She blushes as soon as she says that they're celebrities now and that they apparently accomplished something, and she just feels like she's little Breena. I guess my friends are really cool. They defeated that thing. I just, I think I just flew away at some point. But,
do you still have these? Do you still have this scroll? The one that the king gave to you?
Yes, and I'm a little confused about it.
I should say out of character that Breena did actually use it, so you won't have it anymore.
Right, thank you.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. But just good that you're saying this out of character. Out of character, given that she has used it, would she have recognized what that spell actually did?
Yes, she knew what it was before she used it.
She knew what it was, exactly.
Oh, and I'm sorry. So you don't know, of course, because I didn't tell you. So Angelique doesn't know. I do.
I remember I saw the previously where you explained that.
Okay.
So
cool.
But does Breena know this? That's
Breena knows what it was. She knows what she cast. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
But she hasn't told the rest of the party, which
she
felt
hasn't.
like it was meant to be discreet about it. So.
Okay, so she's gonna say, yeah, about that. So I used it, which, as you know, means that it's used up. So I do not have it anymore. But I do have a question about that.
Yes.
You realize that means we didn't actually defeat the 7 deaths, right?
No, it means that you defeated the 7 deaths. It just means you didn't destroy the 7 deaths. You see, it means that the king does not have to source another one. But as far as everyone is concerned, you have defeated the 7 deaths, and so you have passed the challenge. And it means that the king does not have to source another of these fabled mythical creatures, which, as I'm sure you're aware, very hard to find. This one supposedly was the pet of Ushtag himself. It is a very old creature, so we did not want to have to try and find another one.
I understand. There's also another one, isn't there?
What?
I mean, something is causing this anti-magic field.
Oh, there is a creature, yes, but it is not the same creature as
No, I know. That's why I'm saying it's another one.
No, that's right. I see. Yes.
Fabled beasts.
Yes, there is another creature. I only go to check on it occasionally. It is not like the 7 deaths. It came to us. We do not know from where, but it's had malice in its being, we could tell, and so we managed to subdue it and bend it to our will, and hence the anti-magic field is in operation because of this creature, but I do not try to look upon it much, for its gaze haunts me. It is not a nice creature.
As opposed to the 7 deaths?
I do not ever look upon the 7 deaths. That is the most ferocious beast.
Yeah, because it sounded like you were saying that this anti-magic creature was malicious, but the 7 deaths was not.
Oh no, I did not mean that. Of course, they both serve a purpose, but it's not a purpose that I will have much to do with. I have more to do with this anti-magic one than the 7 deaths, though, because obviously I am a magister and a mage who cannot do magic. There must be a good reason for this. That creature is that reason, so I am charged with overseeing it.
I understand. Isn't it dangerous, though? Could it not break free somehow?
Not on its own, no. There are guards and other precautions put in place to make sure that it cannot be freed by others, or to make sure that it cannot free itself. But it is kept under watchful eye. We have means. Obviously, anything with free will could attempt to try and escape, but we have made sure that I believe that it cannot. At least not without help, anyway.
Well, I hope it doesn't get any help from the red mages.
No, we hope not either. That is why we have the precautions in place to stop it. Well, not just the red mages, of course, but that is the most pertinent threat from what I understand currently. Now, Breena, you are quite the scholar, and I take it you are you are somebody who would appreciate, a wizardly sort. You would appreciate a scroll or two, perhaps, to add to your spell book.
Yes. I was going to ask you that, but it felt a bit rude.
Well, not at all. No, from one scholar to another, you can always ask me about. In fact, if there is anything particular, if there is a spell in particular that you are looking for, if I do not already have it in my own spell book and then therefore can copy it out for you, I'm sure that I can source some way of locating a scroll or otherwise getting access to it for you, should you require it. I do have a few already prepared that I was hoping to sell to people, but I could probably sell them to you if there was an interest to you.
Yeah, I would love that. All of them.
Okay. You don't want to know what they are? I could just give them to you,
yes.
or...
I would like to know what they are, just in case
Okay.
I already have it.
Sure. Well, I have a scroll of, Tiny Servant. Because
Yes,
sometimes
please.
it is...
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Okay. Pulls that one out, puts it on the table. Have a scroll of... Booming Blade. The cantrip to, more for your kind of fightery types, really. But you might have use for it.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Sure.
I also have a, Dispel Magic, a classic.
Yes. I'd like that one.
And this last one, Breena, is, it is a more powerful spell, but, I'm sure it would be useful. Greater invisibility.
Ooh, yes, please. We've been using my regular invisibility for a while, but the greater one sounds greater.
It is indeed greater, yes. In fact, you can do more things and stay invisible, which is incredibly useful for somebody who does not want to be seen. Unfortunately, I do not have such a requirement, for people don't normally see me anyway. I'm just here in the library tucked away. So, it is not as useful to me as perhaps it would be to you.
Oh, people should value scholars more. We're very important.
Oh, yes, but sometimes I just like to not be disturbed, and so it is easier if I stay quiet and out of the way and I can get on with my studies.
Yeah, I understand. I lived that way. I lived underground, but then, I met these guys.
They brought you out of your shell, you might say, if you were a crustacean.
Well, I actually think I brought them out of their shell, but yes.
Oh, I suppose not the crustacean at all. The mollusk, obviously. I don't know why I said that. Still, it is... see, not many people would have noticed that, Breena, but obviously you are an educated sort and you would see that. So, if you were interested in all of these scrolls here, well, let me see. How much would they be for all of them? You've done well with your studies. Perhaps there is a bargain to be made. Breena, can you make a persuasion check? And I will give you advantage because of how well you did on your investigation with the cipher, because that helps her no end with what she's working on.
Sure. One of them is a natural 20.
Oh boy!
Plus. Let me see. 2, so 22.
She gives you a wry wink and says, from one scholar to another. Let me sell you these at cost price. So I will give you all of these 4 scrolls for the grand total of it would be 200 and an even 400 bronze dragons.
I have in the notes where you put for me my money.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless what it is, Breena does not care about money at all. She just wants the spells, so she will pay that.
I'm pretty sure you got a few jade dragons, so I'm fairly certain you'll be fine with 400 bronze is going to be like.
Yeah, I have like 1,300 bronze and then a few brass.
Oh well, then there you go. 400 bronze. Take 400
Yep.
bronze off that total. Easy peasy.
Yep.
She hands the scrolls over to you.
Excellent.
There you go. Now, of course,
Thank you so much.
Not a problem. But remember, I have obviously done this at a lower price. I understand that you will be back and you have helped with my work so far. And of course, I appreciate that there is still a cost for you to copy it into your own spellbook, should you wish to. And I would strongly suggest that you do, because then you can use it whenever you like.
I definitely will. Thank you so much, and I will absolutely be back to help you more. And if there's anything else you're stuck on, you can just put that aside for me, and I could have a look at it next time I'm here.
That would be most useful. In fact, you don't stay in the palace, do you? You agreed that you would rather stay with your friends outside of the walls here.
Yeah.
That means you could actually do some magic, which unfortunately I cannot most of the time. So yes, maybe I could call upon you to do some magical experiments or the like, outside
I would
of the
love
walls
that.
here.
That would be so much fun.
Yes. Oh, well, I look forward to it, Breena. If only there was some way I could keep in better contact with you. I will work on something so that I can, update you as and when. Maybe I should need another spell to my book. Anyway, I shall work on this in the future.
That sounds good to me.
It looks like the sun is about to go down, so this is the end of the studying day. Don't you agree? We should unwind ourselves and put our grey matter on ice for today.
We should. It's always hard to do, isn't it, to put a book down?
I realize that most of your matter is grey. That wasn't a slur. It was just, brains.
No, that's my brain is great too.
Yeah. Yes, as is mine. Though you would not tell from my scales. Anyway.
No, you're beautiful.
No, stop it. It is, I thank you, though. Anyway, let me show you out and make sure you are safely off of the premises, and perhaps I will see you tomorrow.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Shows you out of the library and out to the main hall and out of the main entrance of the palace. So, as she noted, the sun is setting. You've still got maybe an hour's worth of daylight, more than enough time to get back to the inn where you are residing with your friends. Though you obviously are aware that that they are off doing whatever they're doing. They haven't been that communicative over the last days. It's only been a day anyway. But
Yeah.
you've got some time to yourself, Breena. What did you want to do?
Before I go into what I want to do next, could I kind of retcon a tiny little bit of a
Sure.
part that I missed when you had a shopping episode at some point and people went to the market and bought things and stuff like that? And I
Yes.
think Breena would have done the same. So if we could add that in, that would be lovely.
Sure. Yeah, there's plenty of time for you to do that. So Okay, yes, we can retcon it so you do it before the study day. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So
Okay.
when Neris was off to find her cloaks and stuff like that, during that time, I imagine Breena would have done the same.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that particular shopping bit with Neris. That was fun.
It
All
was.
right. Okay, so if you you want to go shopping, what is it you're looking for? What's Brina looking for?
Breena has been made painfully aware in the last fight that she can do a lot of things, but if she gets hit, she's in trouble.
Right.
So she would be looking for items that would help her defense or armor a little bit, but that does not impede her magic. So not armor, but things like braces or a ring or you
Or a
know
cloak.
magical items or a cloak. Exactly. I've shown
Okay.
you the list of stuff that I had in mind. Yeah, so
I did
something
see that
along
and go,
those.
yes, I can, yep, I totally get why you'd want these items. That's cool.
Yeah, and she, especially after that Hydra fight, where she was sapped of her strength and it did not go well for her at all, made her think of her mortality a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she would want to find, and she has money now for the first time in her life ever. So she would want to spend it on that.
All right. Okay. In order to sniff out these items,
Yeah.
I need you to make an investigation check. Surprisingly.
Yay, I like those. It's not too wonderful, but it's +8, so that is 17.
17. Okay. For the kind of things that you're looking for, you were made aware of 2 locations where you could possibly find a magical item on your list. Either the Bronze District is more about, which is where you're staying, is more about industry. It's not the richest of districts. However, they do create some. There is some metallurgy, so there is some magical items that you could perhaps get, which would be of sort of armor or arms, or possibly other things that you find in a smith, so jewelry and that kind of thing. If you're looking for if you're looking for the more high profile outerwear, shall we say, and as well as the more glitzy jewelry, the most fashionable district, the most fashionable sector in Hurthir is of course the silver sector, which you'll know out of character is where Neris went to get her cloak and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, and you can never. Sorry, third option is you can never go wrong with going to the gold sector, because I mean everything's expensive there, but the most expensive things are there too.
Yes. I actually think she really does not care about having money. Having the items that she requires would be what she would go for. So she probably would actually start in the gold district.
Sure.
And as long as it's within her budget, that's where she would start looking.
Cool. So as you go to the gold district, obviously you notice the wealth disparity immediately as you go from the bronze sector, which has quite a lot of slums and otherwise people of low quality of life. You go into the gold sector, everything is pristine, clean, and expensive. And it's got that kind of that minimalist approach almost, that you're going past all these very grand buildings, but the signage is very minimalist, unlike if you went into the bazaar in the silver sector where everything's like brightly coloured and trying to get your attention. Here it's all very understated, but you do note there is one, it looks to be a department store of some variety, just judging by the various clothing and jewellery and so on that's displayed in the window.
All right, yeah. We'll definitely go in and have a look.
Inside, there are 2 dragonborn, along with a kobold with a tape measure around their neck. The kobold's kind of running around and seems to be fussing over one particular client who seems to be having something tailored currently, getting measured up for that. The 2 dragonborn, one male, one female, both kind of nod courteously in your direction. However, they do not approach. They do not speak out. It's very muted, their response.
Okay. I do the same gesture but exaggerated, like I nod much deeper.
A foot down.
Yep. And I, because it's all very quiet and muted, I go,
Hi, I would like to buy things.
The two Dragonborn sort of look to each other, steepling their fingers, before the female steps forward. She's got a very, not audacious, but a very clearly expensive and richly, rich material dress, flowing dress, sweeps out from behind the counter and goes,
Why, yes, certainly. I'm afraid we do not speak common very much, but I will do my best.
Okay. And I'll speak very slowly and enunciate so you can understand me. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
What would you like?
I am weak and I'd like things for protection.
she mutters something in Dragonborn to the male behind the counter, who kind of regards you quizzically for a moment, kind of tilting his head to one side, before then having a eureka moment and reaching below the counter and popping two gauntlets on the table.
Oh. What do these do?
The male Dragonborn, make strong.
strong. Not protection, but
He
strong.
flexes like, yeah, strong. Rrr.
Okay. I don't need to punch. I need to avoid being punched.
Female just mutters in Dragonborn to the other one, and he kind of rolls his eyes and puts them back onto the counter. Pulls out a single ring and pops it on the table.
Okay. What does this do?
Protect.
Protect. Okay.
Yes.
Would you allow me to identify?
Yes. Duh.
Okay, so I'll cast Identify on it to understand exactly what it does.
It is a ring of protection.
Okay.
It protects you.
How much for this?
They look from one to the other. Then size you up. You can see them muttering to each other in Dragonborn before the female puts on a very wide grin. Very wide and I'd say almost theatrical smile. And says,
It would be 100 jade dragons.
How much would it be for a pit champion?
100 jade dragons.
Okay, bye.
You just turn around and leave. Amazing. As you walk out the store, you see that the kobold kind of scampers up to you, with the tape measure around his neck, and just kind of cups one hand to you and goes,
If I were you, I would speak to Forked Tongue in the Silver Sector.
Oh, well,
He's very good
thank
and
you.
he does a good price, yes.
Okay, what's your name?
Oh, my name? Oh, nobody ever asked me my name. My name is Chris. With a K.
Thank you,
Yes.
Chris. Oh,
Yes.
I don't know that.
Yes. Not all. Yes. My name is Chris. Good to see you. And maybe we see each other again.
I hope so. I'll go to
what was it? Fork tongue?
Yes, Foxtongue in
Yeah.
the silver sector. Yes, he has
Okay,
a
I'll tell him
stall
to
in
say
the
hi.
bazaar. Yes. Don't tell them I sent you though. Oh, don't tell these two that I sent you. Okay.
Oh, I won't.
No, anyway, bye now.
Bye. Thank you. You're much nicer than they are.
It's true, he is. At least, yeah. All right. So you heading to the silver sector.
Yes, I am.
So you pass. You swear you pass Neris by, but unfortunately, in the throng, as you go through, she doesn't see you. Obviously, with all the Dragonborn everywhere, but she sticks out to you, whereas you blend in because of your stature. It's very hard to spot you.
Yep.
Also, yeah. So anyway,
Just go.
Oh, okay.
she seems to be a bit on a mission, but she also seems very impressed with herself, and you can see she's got a majestic cloak billowing behind her as she walks off. And another bundle in a little chest that she seems to be carrying with her as well. Anyway, you kind of retrace her steps almost to the stall with forked tongue. It's a lizard folk with a jeweled eye patch on. And immediately when he sees you, hello. One pit champion and now I have another. I am very fortunate indeed. Forked tongue, pleased to meet you.
Hi. It wasn't really fortune. Someone sent me to you. His name is Chris.
Oh, one of my friends in the crafty crew. Oh, don't tell anyone about that. It's a business relationship, you understand, yes. Anyway, I couldn't possibly confirm or deny if I have anything to do with such folk. But anyway, yes, you were in the business of some items, were you? Well, darling,
Yes.
what was it that you were looking for in particular?
Well, you clearly know that we fought the 7 deaths, right?
And succeeded. Yes.
Yeah. I just kind of found out I was a bit squishy. So I'd like something to make me less squishy.
I see. Yes. Something to make you less squishy. That is desirable for all of us, is it not? Yes, of course. Now, well, I perhaps have something that could be useful to you in that regard, yes. It depends. Did you want something that perhaps was more of a protection in terms of against some sort of spell, or perhaps protection against just incoming blows, maybe a bit of both, or were you looking for something that perhaps made you just harder to hit? You know, that you could allowed you to sort of dodge out of the way a bit more of things.
Ooh, all of the above. What do you have?
Oh,
I might buy all of it if the price is right.
well, let me just check and see what I have in stock. Things pass through my hands very quickly, you understand. We have a very high demand here for my wares, but of course you knew that. That's why you recommended to me.
That's why I'm here. Yeah.
Indeed it is, my dear, yes. Now, the item I have that may be of use to you is this... yes, let me just get this out and try this on you, shall I? Yes, so, I was going to recommend a brooch of shielding. However, I seem to have sold that, but I do have, well, for one of my size, it would be considered a cape, but for you, it would probably be more of a cloak, actually. I would hope, unless, of course, as sometimes these magic items do, they resize themselves to the wearer. I would hope that this would maintain itself as a cloak round you, but we shall see, I guess. It is a cloak of protection, and it will protect you from all around you.
That sounds really lovely. I also have been told that me and my friend Mala don't dress very well, so I hope it looks nice.
I didn't want to say that you look drab and awful, my dear. I would never go so far as to say that.
I mean,
but
you
no.
can, it would be honest.
Oh, everyone's wardrobe needs a little sprucing up each season, as I'm sure some of your fine friends would attest. In fact, there's one of your group, a bit of a fan of the rough, isn't he? Now, that was...
Leo, yeah.
Oh, yes, Leo. Oh, right, I didn't actually know his name. Well, I gathered that is all the fashion in Loranlac High Society, of course. They're our neighbours. But over here, it's considered very, a couple of seasons ago, if that, and that's being generous. But he does have a very splendid cloak, I believe, that changes its form. Well, it's been seen in a couple of different lights thus far.
Can I tell you something, Fork Tongue?
Yes.
I'm sure he'll at some point come in here to buy something. I wouldn't advise you to tell him that.
I think you're quite wise to make that observation, and I, of course, would not want to wish to do that to him, unless I thought it would further my agenda of selling another item to him, of course. Because, I am...
Buy from you if you offend him.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I must change my patter somewhat. I can be quite a scallywag, Anyway, yes, let's make your ensemble a bit less, beige, yes. Here we go. This cloak here is a nice sky blue, and it's got a red trim on the inside, so it offers two different colours. I would argue it would be reversible as well. You could wear it with the red on the outside if you preferred.
That looks nice. Can I try it on?
You can indeed, my dear. Is that a spell book you have there? Oh, and a wand. Oh, I might have... You're a You're not. Oh, of course you are. You're the cutest little wizard I've ever seen. Well, try that on. I have something else that I think will complete the look perfectly. Stay right there.
Okay.
So you try on the cloak.
And and I'm standing in front of a mirror, and I'll just, check myself out and feel myself a little.
It was indeed a cape, but for you it's a cloak. Currently, I think if you attune to it, it may change shape, but currently it's a full-on cloak. It actually kind of touches the floor. But yes, it's sky blue on one side, it's red on the other. You could reverse it. It's a nice piece. He comes back with what can only be described as a wizard's hat. It's dark blue with silver stars and moon kind of iconography on it. Classic wizard hat. This, my dear, is a hat of wizardry. It is perfect for a wizard such as yourself.
Yes, I just grab it out of his hand, put it on my head, and look in the mirror.
This is so cute. I want this. I don't even care what it does. What does it do?
It was a hat of wizardry. I mean, I have not been able to try it myself, for I am no wizard, but I have it on good authority that it allows you to cast certain low-level wizardly spells that otherwise you would not be able to access normally. So it means you always have a little trick up your sleeve, or, a rabbit to pull out of your hat, if you will. If that's not a slur, I know that's more magicians, but still, wizards have to start somewhere.
Rabbits are fun. I would definitely do that even as a wizard.
Excellent. Well, then I can see we're going to get along. Now, if you're interested in both those items, I can, of course, sell them to you. That is my job, after all. I mean, one lizard folk does have to make a living, doesn't one? Well, let me see. If I was to sell these both to you, I think I could do them for the, let's say, call it the pit champion discount of, how does 50 jade dragons suit you?
So, you know how you just sold to my friend?
Oh, yes, the elf with the alabaster complexion, yes.
Mm-hmm. See, you wouldn't want us to compare prices and find that you've been unfair to one of us, right?
No, of course not. No, you're quite right. Although, perhaps you wouldn't want to tell her if I sold things a little cheaper to you than I did to her, for, she is very, intimidating with that red-eyed stare.
She's a little fiery, isn't she?
Yes, fiery was the impression I got, yes. But, maybe if we keep this between us, I could perhaps do a slightly better discount for you than I did for her, if you didn't tell her, of course.
That would be lovely. I'd never tell her that.
Okay, well, tell you what there, Breena, what sort of budget do you have currently?
What?
What's your budget?
My budget? Lower.
Oh, okay. Hardball, is it? Yeah, right. Okay, how about this then? Let me phrase it in bronze dragons as opposed to jade dragons. Would that be a slightly more amenable? Yes, good. Okay. Let me see then. Let's. I tell you what. How about I will give you these items for 1,000 bronze dragons? How's that suit you?
How about we say 800 and I don't tell Neris that she got a way better deal?
You can use persuasion or intimidation for this check. Either way.
Let me see what's better.
They're equal.
I thought it might be the case.
But I will say persuasion is more her style.
Aha.
Oh, that's good. 18 plus 2, so 20. Dirty 20.
20. Dirty 20. 800, you say? Twisting my arm, turning my forked tongue in knots, my dear. Okay, fine. 800 bronze dragons, then, for the hat and the cloak.
Lovely. And I'll make sure to tell Leo that you thought his ruff was amazing, so he'll buy more stuff from you.
Oh, very good. Yes, I look forward to doing business with him, and perhaps with yourself again in the future.
I will definitely come by when I have more bronze dragons.
Good. Excellent. Well, take care now, and look after those items. They don't clean themselves, you know. Unless you wanted an item that does clean itself. I'm sure I have one somewhere.
No, that's okay. Neris can do that if I look, sufficiently, make big puppy eyes at her. She might, maybe not. I don't know. I'll try.
If you need anything, any fireproof items, though, come back to me.
Yeah, I don't think I'll get on her bad side. That's not a good idea.
Very wise, my dear, very wise. But anyway, enjoy yourself, and yes, hopefully we'll cross paths again.
Thank you so much.
He continues about his business, and you head on your way to whatever you're doing next.
With
What
bunch
are you
of
doing
new
next?
stuff that I'm very excited. So
now we're back into evening time, kind of heading back to the inn, to the bronzology, and notice your comrades are not at home.
they're not there. I would be a little concerned right away, just because everything that's been going on. And we heard from the king that there is assassination attempts, and we know that the red mages have been spotted. We know there's tons of stuff going on that makes me worry or jump to the conclusion that something might be wrong quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, because of that, I would probably try to locate object and remember one of the more prominent objects that I would have seen on any of the group. I can imagine the first thing that comes to mind is the gleaming jacket on Brucon, for example. That's one of the things that you would notice right away and try to locate that.
Locate object is what level spell is that?
Let me see. I have not done this in a while.
Oh, and also, is it a ritual? That's the other question. Because if it is, great. If it's not, fine.
It's a good question. Let me just see. Where are my spells?
Oh, it may not be prepared for today, perhaps.
I haven't gone through them, and that is stupid. I don't actually think it is prepared now.
But in fairness, you haven't changed them over the last day, so I'm happy for you to retroactively change them now.
Yeah, I would. It's a here we go. A second level spell, and it is not a ritual.
Cool.
So
she can cast the spell focusing on Brucon's gleaming waistcoat. You can do that?
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's within 1,000 feet. So yeah, I would get fairly central in town.
Okay.
And cast locate object there and see if I can get a read on them.
You do. When you cast locate object, focusing on the jacket.
Yeah. Can you give me just a really quick second where I pop out just to get Joe to come by because he needs to come in? Just
Oh, yeah, no problem.
While you look that up.
Yep. But alas, I can reveal now, while Britain's off, while Angelique's off camera, I believe that Brucon switched away from his gleaming waistcoat to something, to his normal monastic robes for the evening meet, because he didn't want to stand out too much. which would mean that he's probably left his gleaming waistcoat, and I'm going to assume that that's the case, it's canon now, inside his room back at the inn. So it's going to lead her in that direction. But it's only a second level spell, she can cast it again. And we're back. Hello.
Sorry about that.
Not a problem at all. I was just going to say, so you cast the spell using your wand as the focus for it. Your wand's kind of like when you get those, get the two twigs looking for water. It just immediately swings in a direction. It seems to be pointing you back towards the bronze sector, which is where you were staying.
Okay, back home. Well, that probably means he's not wearing it. He's not always wearing it.
Yes. That's excellent deduction, but you have 20 intelligence, so that's totally legit. Yep, that would make sense.
Yeah, we've been around each other enough to know that he's putting that on for occasions. All right, there goes that spell slot. I'm gonna waste another one.
Sure. What are you focusing on this time?
I will focus on the cloak that I just saw Neris in.
There we go. Good call. Yes, because you've seen her wearing it today, so you know. Yes. Excellent. That's a cloak of billowing. So as you cast it this time, as long as the object is within 1,000 feet of you. I'm going to be generous and say that they are within 1,000 feet. It probably is. They're probably slightly outside of that, but I'm going to say for the purposes of this that you are within it. Yes, this points you in a west by northwest direct. No, east. Sorry, east. Oh, we'll get there eventually. East by northeast direction.
Okay.
Up road towards the green sector.
I am. Do I want to do that? I do not know there's a fight coming, so I don't know how conservative I would be with my spells.
3 codes in a code. It points in a direction. Yeah, that's right. A direction.
A direction. I'm going to use one more spell slot, third level one.
Oh.
To cast fly on myself and just speed in the direction of that where I'm being pointed. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, fly concentration spell.
That's a good question. They both are. Yep. No. So I can't do that. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you on foot plod along, like following the thing. Now the spell. In fairness, I believe locate object lasts for like 10 minutes, so you kind of get a sense of the direction as you're heading along, and then eventually it will fade. Then you could, if you wanted to, cast fly, or you can just keep on moving on foot. But you can see ahead of you, even in the sort of the gloaming light, that the green sector seems to be entirely covered in a sort of grey-green mist. Very thick fog, very difficult to penetrate.
We've gone through that at some point before, right?
Yes, you have. You have once before, and you went to the Salacen Inn. Although you weren't leading the way, you had guards with you to lead the way, but you remember doing that.
So I would try to make my way to the inn. Yeah.
Cool.
That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be fun on your own in the dark, in the mist.
Yep.
Any precautions you're taking as you traverse this? I mean, I know Breena has dark vision, but that doesn't necessarily help in this heavy obscurement.
No, it does not, and I don't think she would be thinking of that right now. Nope. No, I'm gonna keep. Nope. I was thinking of something, but no, I'm not doing that now. No, she's not thinking. She's worried. She knows that they're in that creepy, misty place, and she wants to get to them as soon as she can. So she's just gonna. Okay.
Power walk into the mist, determined.
I'm a pit champion. I can do this, and I'm
gonna walk ahead.
Okay. You can make a perception check. If you have inspiration, I
I do.
probably recommend you use it for this check.
I do, and I will. Oh, that was good. One of them was a natural one. Yep. The other one is 17 on the die plus 3, so 20. That's
20 is what you needed. 20 is what you needed. It's difficult getting through this mist. So, yep.
natural
that was
one and exactly what I needed.
Yep. That is wow.
Yep.
The dice gods are with you. Also, whoever told you to use inspiration. Anyway,
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So you had time to prepare. It's fine. So as you walk into the mist, and you swear as you're going through that there are other creatures moving through the mist here. You just get silhouettes in the darkness. Some of them you would hazard a guess, medium-sized creatures, possibly dragonborn, lizard folk, that kind of thing. Smaller ones as well, like kobolds, perhaps. But there seems to be quite a few, like more than you were expecting in your vicinity, in this very close mist, and also at this time of the evening. You weren't really expecting that. But continue on through. When we're going to leave things there, because then you're going to join in the main campaign with the others. So then we'll reveal when Breena joins the party, as it were.
Yay!
Which is coming up, folks, on this channel in just under an hour, actually. So I haven't got that much time to prepare, and I've got to put out the battle mat and everything. Well, if I can get it all working, because we're having some problems with webcams, so there is that. But hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone, everything will be working by then. Angelique, thank you so... I keep calling you Breena now. So dear. Anyway, Angelique, it's so good to have you back, and I'm really excited to bring you back in with the main party. And we also have our guest star Jess on tonight as well. So it's going to be seven players and me. It's a full house tonight. It's going to be insane. So make sure you don't miss it, guys. That's 7 o'clock here on the channel, so in just under an hour. So don't go anywhere. And I will see you all soon, as will Angelique. Thanks again. See you shortly. Bye.
Bye.